Hi, I'm Dr. Ken Sharlin. I've been speaking with you about our five pillar system, and I've done videos on our identify pillar that really focuses on making sure we have the correct diagnosis to help you. Folks really want what I call patient centered care. They're too accustomed to going to the doctor if they can get an appointment at all. And then when they get in, it's 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes on a new patient evaluation. A diagnosis is made, and then somehow magically you as a person vaporize, meaning that then the doctor too often is focused on treating the disease, and you as a person are left like, hey, I'm here. What about me? How did this happen to me? I don't just want a drug. I want someone to help me solve my problem. And that problem might be a disease, but we have to focus on the person and why they got that disease. So, identify is important because we do have to not only correctly diagnose, but we have to understand sort of how these different diseases, whether they are Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ALS, MS, tend to behave, tend to present. What is typically the long term outcome with these diseases? It's not an outcome that we want. I focus on functional medicine and I tell my patients the operative word here is function. You want to function your best. And that's not always take a pill, go home, take a pill, and I'll see you in 6 months. So that's where we get into the investigate pillar. I'm going to borrow from a friend of mine, Dr. Dale Bredesen, who says that Alzheimer's disease causes is like a roof with 36 holes because the causes of Alzheimer's disease are really different for different people. And if I was sitting in a room here with 3 people and all 3 of us had Alzheimer's disease, each one of us would have a different set of causes. Some might, of course, overlap, but in the end, it's really not one simple thing. We too often tend to oversimplify in medicine. Even if you read articles, oh, it discovered the cause of Alzheimer's, the cause of Parkinson's. That's probably a contributing cause, not to dismiss good science, but it's not the only cause, right? So when we go into the functional medicine approach to neurology, and that's our Brain Tuneup program that's helped thousands of people as of today, well, that's when we're going to start investigating all the factors that contributed to the problem in the first place. So, how does that work? Again, just to review, we're going to spend a lot of time with you. This is not a typical neurology office. We're going to spend a lot of time with you because we have to understand your unique story. We need to understand the factors that may have triggered this in the first place, and we need to understand the things that are keeping you on that trajectory, what we call the mediators. That's going to not only involve understanding, say, how you're sleeping, how you're eating, how you're moving, what is your stress resilience, what is your relationship to other people, but a deep dive set of labs that's unique to our clinic called the Brain Tuneup lab set, or the Brain Tuneup labs. This gets into all kinds of things, from things that drive inflammation, oxidative stress, genetics, lipid chemistry, hormones, trace minerals, toxins, all the things that are important. If you go to a natural doctor and they say, well, all of this is caused by a toxin exposure, that's probably an oversimplification, right? We do live in a toxic world. We do have to address toxins, but we have to look at the whole picture. If we're kind of doing things one at a time, that might seem more logical or more achievable in some respects, but we're probably never going to get there. Because I don't know, it's kind of like building a house. You have one wall and nothing's really supporting it. So you try to build the other wall, but you let go of the wall you're building, and that starts to go down, and you go support another wall, and nothing ever really ultimately comes together. So we have to make sure we're looking at the full picture here in that process. This is where not only is it important to investigate the root causes, but to have a team that helps you to integrate those pieces together. So often I hear folks with Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or MS or ALS say, I know I know how to eat. I know my diet. I know what to do. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's not true. Couple of things here, though. When we're talking about integrate, we're talking about working with my team. This is a unique set of experts, and it's not just me. I am sort of the captain of the ship, but I have a functional nutritionist, I have a health coach, and I have a director of neurofitness who's going to take a personal interest in you and teach you movement as medicine. Together, we as a team are going to sit down and talk about your story, talk about the factors that I've helped you identify that are contributing to your problem, that are causing your problem. And we're going to formulate a unique patient-centered plan, a plan that is only for you. If I had someone else with the same exact diagnosis in my clinic, their plan would be different. This is so much in contrast to traditional medicine, where if you had 5 people with Alzheimer's disease, they all get the same drug. That doesn't make any sense. It simply doesn't. Everyone is unique. You are unique. If you are watching this video, you are unique, and your plan should be unique. You know, there are a lot of self-help books out there. I've written one. It was a #1 Amazon bestseller, Healthy Brain Toolbox. I encourage you to read it. We give a copy to every single patient who comes to our clinic for functional medicine. It's a great book. But if it was as simple as reading a book to fix yourself, we would have much less Alzheimer's, much less Parkinson's, much less ALS, much less multiple sclerosis, right? So when I hear, or some of my other team members hear, oh, I know what to do, but the person is sick, one of the questions you have to ask yourself is, how is that serving you? Be honest with yourself. Is your approach working? And without the Brain Tuneup labs, how do you know what it is your body actually needs? Can't put your finger on the pulse and measure the presence of toxins in your body. We actually have to look at that. Can't put your finger on the pulse and tell me what your hormone levels are. We actually have to look at that. What are your body's needs in terms of oxidative stress, in terms of things that are driving inflammation? Are you able to process the vitamin folate like everyone else? Some people have a variant called MTHFR, and they have unique needs when it comes to utilizing the nutrient folate. So having a team behind you really helps you to ensure success. Ultimately, you have a problem, you're coming to us to help get it fixed. And that's what we've done for so many people like you. I need you to connect with us. Go to functionalmedicine.doctor, click on the link that allows you to schedule a complimentary telephone call with a member of my team so we can learn more about you and ultimately schedule a time for you to visit with us in the clinic, get started on the Brain Tuneup program, and get a whole lot better. If you have a diagnosis and you've been told, well, that's it, plan the rest of your life around this diagnosis, or if you don't know what's going on and no one's been able to tell you because no one is taking the time and the interest to learn about you and to really understand what's going on utilizing the most cutting edge technology. If that's happened to you, that's not going to happen here at Sharlin Health and Neurology, I can assure you. So I do look forward to hearing from you. Let's get together. Let's make sure we identify, investigate, and then integrate those pieces into a unique plan to help you get better. I look forward to hearing from you.